I'm Heyzeus, and this video is going to go down a bit of a rabbit hole chasing after price manipulators. I've either found or been led to a few of these people, so we can get a good look at what it is they're actually doing. The scale and effect that a single individual can have in some of these cases is actually kind of impressive, so we're going to peel open the lid on the box and have a look inside. Also, I'm giving away a factory new or Piper Beast. Follow the link in the description if you want to enter. And before we start, just a quick note on the topic of price manipulation more generally. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't approve of this sort of stuff. I don't think it's as unethical as scamming. It's not like these people are ripping off kids or anything like that. I think there is a difference there, but I still don't think it's a good thing either. It's illegal in the real world, and I think it undermines the integrity of the marketplace. So this is a bit of an expose, although you could probably call it an expose with kid gloves on. First of all, during my last video on this topic, I was looking at the P250 facets factory new and trying to figure out what the hell is going on with them, because they look very unconventional as manipulation. Now, anyone who watched my last video probably noticed that CS.Money is packed with them, about 60 altogether, which is about $6,000 worth of this ugly old piece of crap, which is a little bit suspicious. And what's even more suspicious is that there's about 500 minimal wear facets also on CS.Money. So I thought I'd do a little bit of digging and work out where these skins come from. First of all, on the factory new facets, these skins were spread out across a lot of different bots in small numbers, and this tells us they were added in lots of individual trades rather than one big one. A lot of them trace back to OP skins and various gambling bots. This one here is a gambling bot, for instance. As you can see, inventory is chock-a-block with cool stuff, but if we go to their profile, level 1 Steam account, no games, typical bot. And obviously this one here is an OP skins bot, I don't really need to elaborate. Now, in both these cases there probably was a middleman who got the skin off one of those bots and traded it on CS.Money, but it was never registered in their inventory by CSGO Exchange. It was probably a very quick transaction, so it's not really possible to know who the middleman was or anything like that, which is unfortunate, but there is enough to go on to get at least a tentative idea about what might be going on here. A couple of the skins actually trace back to this guy. Now, this guy is a high-end trade-ups guy. Obviously, he's got a very expensive inventory, friends with McSkillet as well, and his inventory is full of specialized trade-up stuff. For instance, we've got these low-float train skins, therefore trading up for factory new P250 whiteouts. And if he's trading up for whiteouts, he's probably traded up for factory new facets in the past, because they have been extremely expensive over the last 12 months, so it would make sense to see some of these skins tracing back to someone like this. And just to be clear, I'm not suggesting he's involved in any sort of manipulation. I did come across one person I thought was a price manipulator though. You can tell he's a manipulator by all the high float skins from very old collections that are in his inventory. There are hundreds and hundreds of them. These are the skins that manipulators will typically go after because there aren't many of them around. Therefore, it's easy to get enough of the market supply to alter the price. And if you look up a lot of these skins on the Steam market, you can see they've been manipulated time and time and time again in the past. For example, we've got the green plaid, the groundwater, the forest leaves. It just dominates the price history of a lot of these items. You might also notice he's got thousands of dollars of high-end stuff. Obviously, he's not particularly concerned that somebody's going to ban him. But having said all of that, I don't think he's got anything to do with what's going on here with the P250 facet. As far as I can tell, he hasn't had this particular skin in his inventory since January, so I don't think there's any way he's involved. In fact, having looked over all the different facets of this affair, I have to say, I'm suspicious this isn't actually price manipulation. I think maybe CS.Money accidentally set the price a little bit too high. One of the things I find quite interesting is that there's no price spike to be seen on OP skins or the Steam market, and normally you'd expect to see something like that if someone was trying to manipulate the price. So given that, and the fact that the skins are scattered all over the place, showing they're added by lots of individual trades rather than one big one, I mean, it's hard to know exactly what's happened, but I don't think it's price manipulation. The minimal wear facet is a little bit different though. You can see how it's in groups of 100 or more per bot, and this means someone must have listed them all at once. And if we look at its price history on the Steam market, you can see a steady rise, presumably as someone filled up an inventory full of them and forced up the price in the process, and then a sudden crash on March 29. So it looks like textbook manipulation. Oh, and I'd just like everyone to take note that there's a very similar price increase going on with the field tested facets at the moment, and there's also been some similar price increases with the P2000 Pathfinder, which I've covered in previous videos. Just keep that in the back of your mind. So I got up one of the CS.Money bots inventories, and I was having a look at the history of some of the minimal wear facets, and I very quickly came across this account. Oh, would you look at that? I wonder what's going on here. I mean, it could be a massive coincidence, but I think we might just have our man, and he's not just manipulating the facets, he's also the guy who's been manipulating the Pathfinders as well, that thing I covered in previous videos. His account itself is just a storage account as far as I can tell. It's not very interesting aside from the relentless bloody scammers leaving comments like these. He does have rep on his account for being a good trader by another account that's either an additional alt account of his or a collaborator. Either way, it's packed full of Pathfinders as well. But anyway, we've just solved two price manipulation mysteries at once, the Pathfinder and the facets, and we can more or less see how this strategy works live. What they do is they build up a massive inventory of the item, driving up the price in the process, and then they cash it out on a trading site all at once. Now, I've got a couple more examples of people trying to manipulate in a very similar manner. For example, we've got this person here, and I'm actually going to hide their identity since I promised the person who told me who they were I wouldn't out them, and even though I think this person probably doesn't care at all, I'm going to stick to my word. Anyway, this is the same person who manipulated the Mac-10 nuclear garden, something that I talked about in previous videos. Unfortunately, CSGO Exchange's inventory history feature isn't working for me at the moment, which is a pain because I wanted to show this person's inventory when it was stuffed full of Mac-10 nuclear gardens. So instead, I'm just going to talk about their current project, which is manipulating the factory new Mac-10 Graven. Actually, when I first saw this person's account, they were also manipulating the Mac-10 Ultraviolet as well. It seems like they've got a thing for this gun for whatever reason. Anyway, the Graven is a really old gun from the Bravo case, and it's difficult to get in factory new, which is why the manipulator is targeting this skin. There's not very many of them around, and you can see that they're gradually trying to build up a collection of them. There's some skins here that will be tradable on the 13th of April. I know that date has already passed, by the way. I took this footage a couple of days ago to make sure I could get this detail since it'll go away once the skin becomes tradable. And we can actually see these skins being purchased on the 6th of April on the Steam market just here. But you can also see how they've been picking up additional skins as time has gone on. These skins, for example, both don't become tradable until later dates. So my guess would be this person is trying to do the exact same thing as the Ukrainian guy we saw earlier, build up an inventory full of this stuff and drive up the price on the market by starving it of supply, and then dump it all on a trade bot. Of course, it's not just skins that can get manipulated like this, it happens just fine to stickers as well. And I specifically have to thank Tyler19XX for investigating this for me. Here we have another classic Ukrainian storage account trying to manipulate the Team Wolf stickers from Cologne 14. Yeah, remember Team Wolf? Neither do I. Interestingly, this guy has a similar username to the last Ukrainian manipulator I looked at. However, both accounts seem unconnected. Anyway, this guy decided to make a concerted effort to force up the price of the Team Wolf sticker. All in all, he's bought over 300 of the things. And Tyler19XX has really helped us here by showing us how this guy gradually was buying items for more and more and more. For example, on March 29, he was buying them for $1 each. On April 2, he was buying them for $1.30 each. And on April 3, he's paying $1.75. Now, at this point, I'm guessing my source ran out of stickers, but our manipulator didn't stop there. The price has since gotten up to about $6. Quite the effort, and I'm suspicious that he may be about to give some trading site a very nasty surprise in the near future. Also, this guy went big on Boston Hollows actually. They might not look like great investments, but he's actually made money on pretty much all of these. In fact, stuff like the envy stickers have more than doubled in price. Now, the thing that really stands out to me about all the different cases of manipulation in this video is that they're trying to raise the prices of items gradually rather than suddenly. This makes me think that the algorithms used by a lot of gambling sites and trading sites have caught on to sudden price rises, and they've forced manipulators to go for more subtle approaches. You know, these days they've got to be very careful and patient and take their time, and I'm sure they're going to really appreciate me exposing what skins they're using. I'm sure they're going to absolutely love it. But anyway, thanks to all the following people who gave me input for this video: Tyler19XX, Beach, Sparky, Killing, Noble Bean, Quartrov, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Vlad. I know I didn't manage to get everyone's examples in there, but hopefully I'll be able to come back to this and look at some more of them in the future. That's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your gut. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.